Knives Out is directed by Rian Johnson, and it stars a lot of people actually. People like Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Toni Collette, Daniel Craig, and a lot of other really impressive actors. Since this movie is kind of about a murder mystery, I decided that I would wear my best for this movie review. I hope you like it. Normally I try to summarize the plot right before I get into the review, just to let you know what this movie's about, maybe if you haven't seen it before, or if you have seen it before, maybe just to kind of give you a refresher on what it's about. But there's so much going on in this movie that I kind of had a really difficult time narrowing down what exactly I was going to summarize. So I turned to IMDb to try to help me out, and this is what IMDb says. This is the plot summary. A detective investigates the death of a patriarch of an eccentric, combative family. Sounds like IMDb had just as much trouble summarizing the plot as I did. You know what? This does kind of summarize just kind of a little bit about what this movie's about. I'm just going to jump head first right into this review. The very first opening, beginning, whatever you want to call it, of this movie has interviews of these characters. These cops are interviewing the characters in this movie to try to take the stories of what happened at this party the night before Thornberry dies. And this serves as just an excellent character introduction of all of these people. It perfectly, right off the bat, lets you know how these people think, what these people are going to be like the rest of the movie, how there's a little bit of tension in the family. It just serves as an excellent character introduction to all these people. And I also love that during the interviews of these people, Daniel Craig is just sitting in the background, like, listening to everything, and then when he's kind of like done with the interview, he just taps the piano, just one key on the piano. It's a nice little comedic fun moment. Continuing with the interviews that I was talking about, it's really amazing to see how they set up each character, how they have the kind of this motive to kill Thornberry, and we don't know if they did it or not, but we can see that this family has a little bit of a dramatic flair. There's a little bit of tension in this family, so if you say or do something that kind of creates more tension, it could potentially send them over the edge, and they all have these reasons of why they may want to kill Thornberry or just get revenge on him or something. So you don't really know for sure if Thornberry did commit suicide or if someone in his family did go through with it and kill him. And it's a really interesting way to push this mystery, and it really keeps you on the edge of your seat and gets you on the edge of your seat. I'm really in love with the set for this movie. The suspense is a wonderful part of this movie because I feel like a lot of the movie takes place indoors in this crowded place where there's a lot of tension going on anyway, so it really builds the suspense. And I believe that the perfect description of this movie set is said pretty early on in the movie when the interrogator says to Daniel Craig's character, I believe, that the way Thornberry killed himself, if he did kill himself, was dramatic, but it makes sense because he's kind of a dramatic guy and he lives in a living clue board set. I mean, what set could possibly be better for this film? I was saying earlier how you don't know what happened to Thornberry. You don't know if he actually committed suicide, or you don't know if somebody actually killed him. Well, if you've seen this movie, you know that not even halfway through the movie, the mystery of his death is revealed. And that's a really bold and interesting choice to throw in there, because when you see that for the first time like I did, it really threw me off. I was just like, wow, the entire mystery of the movie is revealed, because normally when you see a mystery movie, you expect that to be revealed at the end. You expect this really long, drawn-out process of, this detective trying to figure out who exactly did what, and then you find out that the butler did it or something. And in this one, it gives you the revealed mystery right there. And even though it reveals that, you would think, oh, well, it's like now the mystery is revealed and there's nothing left. Even though it gives away the mystery, you wonder where the movie is going to go from this point. So I think it opens up a new mystery, a new kind of mystery, where you're wondering, okay, where's this movie going to go now? Where is the plot going to move towards? As the film progresses, it keeps this fascinating and intriguing mystery by adding in more elements of things that you still don't really know. But it also combines this really like this family drama. And so what they did here was kind of like the best they did the best of both worlds. They threw in this family drama mystery, and in some movies I can see how that wouldn't work, but in this one it's executed so well that it just feels natural and it feels like a match made in heaven. I think it would have been a boring movie had the mystery just been revealed not even halfway through it, and then the rest of the movie would have just been Marta covering her tracks so that the detective wouldn't find out that she accidentally killed Thornbury, which if you've seen the movie you'd know that's not true. But that would have been kind of a boring movie, and so to add in other mystery elements while also adding in this family tension, I think it really moves the plot along forward and still keeps you on the edge of your seat and in suspense, patiently awaiting what's going to happen next. My one complaint is at the very end of the movie, when everything is truly revealed. It can be just a bit much to hear of all that's happened throughout the movie. It's a lot of expository dialogue and cutaways of what was happening throughout the movie, giving you visual examples of explaining the story and explaining this revelation of things. And I get that you need to have that, but to me, it seemed like it was done in a way that was just a massive information dump that you're expected to process in a very short amount of time. And just personally to me, I couldn't do that. I think I'm going to give Knives Out a score of 4.7 stars, or an A for the letter grade. I wish I would have watched this movie earlier in time. I am going to admit that when this movie was coming out, I watched some of the trailers for it, and both me and my friend agreed that it looked just kind of stupid and like over the top and cheesy. And while it is like that in some ways, it works for this movie, and I was pleasantly surprised as to how on the edge of my seat I was during this entire movie, how intrigued I was by everything. They really did an excellent job. I completely underestimated this movie, and if you haven't seen it, it's on Amazon Prime, which is why I watched it and gave it a shot. So if you haven't watched this yet, go check it out, because it's a brilliant movie. That is going to do it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw here, please subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when new videos are posted. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. The review is now concluded.